What do you do when someone won't forgive you? Recently at our church's question and answer Sunday, someone posed that question and specifically mentioned the example of divorce. Let's say you go through a divorce and it's a bad one, and it's nasty and it's bitter, and someone won't forgive you. They won't let things go. They're just attacking you, slandering you, bringing up the past. What do you do when God tells us to forgive each other, but someone won't forgive you? Now, that could happen if you have an unforgiving parent. They're just bringing up the thing that you did wrong. Or a friend who just won't let something go and you just can't get past it. What do you do when the people who are supposed to forgive you, who God has commanded to forgive you, won't forgive you? I turn my Bible to Psalm 37, to the words of David. Because if you know anything about the story of King David from the Old Testament, he had lots of people who would not forgive him, not leave him alone. They came after him. They were vicious. Lots of his Psalms talk about his enemies and people who are persecuting him. And here's what David said in Psalm 37. Do not fret because of those who are evil, or do not be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die away. No, verse 3, he says, trust in the Lord and do good. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I've often said that one of our number one goals here on earth is to be a little glimpse of God to someone else. Like when you're forgiving, you're just a little glimpse of God's bigger forgiveness in Christ. When you're patient with someone, you're a glimpse of God's incredibly patient character. When you're kind, that's a little glimpse of God. Those little moments are just ways for our brain to think wow, this is so good. Imagine that God is so much better. But you can actually go through that same process, I would say, if someone doesn't treat you well. If someone is unkind, you can lament their sin, but say, wow, I'm so grateful that God in this moment is kind to me. Someone might snap at you and be super impatient. That hurts. But I can say, oh God, thank you so much that you are a God of unending patience and love. Someone is unforgiving, like in this example. They just won't let it go. You can say, I'm so grateful that in Jesus, you let my sins go. That you don't treat me as my sins deserve. You don't keep bringing up the past. As far as the east is from the west, so far have you removed my sins from me. So I hope people forgive you. I hope they're kind and patient with you. But if they're not, and when they're not, run to God. As David taught his heart to do, trust in the Lord. Take delight in the Lord. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust him, and he will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, and your vindication like the noonday sun. Thank God that God is God. He's the rock that you can always run to. And that's where you find peace, when someone won't forgive you.